Tucker was not going after Dominion that hard. Like, I think there were plenty of other examples where they, in fact, some of the reporters did actually pursue that storyline, but he wasn't one of them. And I would just say that, in terms of management, that's where you would expect management to come in and say, you know what? And by the way, this is why I don't love networks, right? It has the freedom to just do whatever I want and not have to answer to somebody above. But typically, and I've worked at different networks, and I'm sure Tucker would tell you this too, in a well-managed shop, there's kind of an editorial guideline, right? Or guidance. And there are people that fall in line. And if you don't fall in line, you're probably not going to have a long career maybe at that network. Again, I don't love networks because I don't want to necessarily have to do what somebody else wants me to do all the time or follow a particular editorial line. But in the case of this, it almost seems like you had people doing all kinds of extreme stories. And in some cases, they may have genuinely believed them and were pursuing them for those reasons. In other cases, maybe not. I don't know. But where was management? Like, why wasn't anybody? I mean, how did it wind up that they were getting sued for $1.6 billion, Chadwick?
Yeah. And you're completely right that Tucker really did not push this theory about the voting machines being rigged. And in fact, when Sidney Powell came on his show, he really took her to task and kind of humiliated her. And he demanded, where's your evidence? Where's your evidence? Where's your evidence? And it was clear that he kind of thought she was a nut. So he didn't push this. While other people on Fox who did more strongly push this theory that not many people think is true, they still have jobs and they're still on the air at Fox. So it's really interesting and it's such a bombshell and so confusing on so many levels.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if, this was a condition, was Suzanne saying, I can't operate this way. If he's working against me, this is Suzanne Scott, the CEO of the company. Typically, you would also see in a normal sort of news environment, it's usually management that goes first because you build your stars up, right, for a reason, and they make you money. And he certainly made them plenty of money and was a talent. And so you do what you can to protect that star. And, whether you like it or not, sometimes management is the one that is the first to go. And this was a very different situation. So perplexing. I mean, the Dominion theory is interesting.